My name is Linda Buck, and I am a Senior Security Analyst on the MXDR team here at Vectra AI. I will be conducting a demonstration to showcase a Microsoft Defender for Endpoint capability integrated with Vectra's platform. Let's go over how we conduct investigations using both platforms. Here we are within the Vectra Respond UX. We're interested in the victim host LBuck120. Let's click on the host. Related information to the host can be found here, under Host Information. We can view the lasting IP for the host, the sensor monitoring the host, its observed privilege, the last time it was seen, and the endpoint product that's installed on the host. We can also view the attack profile. We see a list of positive indicators. These positive indicators are associated to the detections that are triggering on the host. The aggregation of these detections show the attack profile for this host as external adversary. Moving on to the notes section, we can view Defender context by clicking on it. We'll go over this more later. Here within this pictorial graph, we can see the victim host has been used to successfully make it through 3 attack phases: command and control, reconnaissance, and lateral movement. We can also see this reflected within the detections that have triggered for the host. To view a summary of these detections, we can click on Expand All. Let's begin drilling into some of these detections individually. Let's open up Hidden HTTP Tunnel in a different tab, along with Hidden HTTPS Tunnel, RDP Recon, and Suspicious Remote Execution. Within the Hidden HTTP Tunnel, we can see that the victim host is communicating to the command and control server at IP address 10.254.20.120 over port 80. Let's go ahead and see what's going on with the Hidden HTTPS tunnel. We can also see that it's holding long TCP sessions over port 443 with that same command and control server. We can also see that the victim host is now being used to RDP into other internal targets that it normally does not access. We can see the victim host is now using the administrator account to execute functions on another internal target. Now that we have viewed some of the detections, let's navigate back to the notes section containing the Defender context to glean further information into these detections. Within the notes section, we can view Microsoft Defender context. We can keep scrolling to see more information about the alerts Microsoft Defender has picked up. Here we see a Bloodhound post-exploitation tool. We can see its detection source, the threat family name, its timestamp, its threat name. We can also see that Microsoft Defender picked up a remote desktop session as well, along with suspicious PowerShell command line executions. Now that we have viewed the Microsoft Defender alert context within the notes, let's see how we can pivot over to Microsoft Defender from here. By clicking on this entity pivot link, we can navigate to the Microsoft Defender portal. Here within the Microsoft Defender portal, we can view information regarding our victim host. We can begin reviewing incidents and alerts for this host by selecting the tab. Here we can see the collection of alerts that have triggered this incident. The attack story provides a full contextualized overview of what happened in the attack. We can also see the same information within the incident graph. Here's my victim host LBuck120. Let's click on the URLs to get a view of them here on the right side. Remember that suspicious HTTP and HTTPS connection we saw within the Vectra detections? We can see it here, 10.254.20.120. Here we can see the associated files that were triggering on our host. We see a backdoor.exe, a launcher.bat, mimikatz.exe, and sharphound. Within the incident graph, we can also view other hosts that are being affected. We can view these same alerts within the Alerts tab. Remember the remote desktop session that we saw within the detections in Vectra? Let's click on it. Here we can see the alert story. We have a timeline along with the event IDs and what happened in sequential order. Here we can see the suspicious remote activity created by the backdoor.exe. To view more information, we can click on the drop-down arrow. We can also select it to view information on the right side. Here we found a Mimikatz executable. Let's click on the drop-down arrow to find out more information. We can navigate to the right side and open the file page. Here we can observe file details. The Incidents and Alerts tab shows us the incidents that were created by this alert. We can also see where it's been observed in the organization, the file name, the file content, such as the creation of this malware exe, the registry reads, files written, and imports. Here I am within the LBUG 120 victim host device inventory page. I will select the ellipsis to initiate a live response session. Earlier on within our investigation, we had identified that Mimikatz exe was installed on our host. Let's go ahead and find the file. Now that we know where the file is located, let's go ahead and analyze the file. Now that we have analyzed the file, we can see that it's infected. We can also see its file hash. We can also see that the threat type indicates this is a hack tool. Here you can see I'm removing the Mimikatz exe. By typing the command find file, we can confirm whether Mimikatz has been removed or not. Here we find that Mimikatz no longer exists. Remember earlier in our investigation, we saw an associated file named malware.exe. Let's go ahead and try to find that for added assurance. Here we can confirm that file no longer exists. Earlier, when we were searching for Mimikatz, we saw that there was more questionable files installed within the public folder. Let's go ahead and view those contents. Here we can observe there's many more files that we need to get rid of within the tools. I also want to take a look to see what else was installed within the public folder. Here we see we have more to get rid of. Remember during our investigation, we had observed there was a 7za.exe that was installed, along with Sharphound, and we can also see the https backdoor.exe. We see here other suspicious files. Let's go ahead and begin remediating this. I will begin by removing the tools from the public folder. Let us check to see now that this directory is empty. I have also checked the contents of the logs file. There's nothing there. Let's continue cleaning up. Let us go ahead and do the same analysis for the other files we discovered during our investigation. Here we can see the results from the file analyzed, backdoor.exe. We can see the threat type was returned as Trojan. We had noticed a Sharphound executable as well. Let's go ahead and analyze that file now. Here we can see the Sharphound exe analysis. We see that it's also infected, and that the threat type also indicates this is a hack tool. At this point, we have gathered analysis for the executables that we uncovered earlier in our investigation. Let's proceed forward with removing these files. Let's begin removing the rest of the hack tools. Let's also ensure Sharphound has been removed. We can see that file no longer exists. Let's check on the https backdoor.exe. It appears that the backdoor.exe exists within the documents folder. Let's go ahead and remove that. Let's go ahead and verify that we've removed backdoor.exe. Our system host no longer has the backdoor.exe. Now that we have confirmed, let's go ahead and do a recap. Remember, our host began a hidden HTTP and a hidden HTTPS tunnel, holding long TCP sessions with the command and control server. From there, we saw reconnaissance and lateral movement throughout our environment. We were able to pivot over to Microsoft Defender to continue our investigation. Once we pivoted into Microsoft Defender, we were able to confirm that our victim host was communicating to a command and control server at 10.254.20.120. We also saw the installation of this https backdoor.exe, which then also created the file sharphound.exe and installed the 7za.exe along with Mimikatz exe. we were able to successfully remove these executables. Now that the MXDR analysts have conducted their investigation and remediation, you shall see a corresponding email within your inbox. The email includes details for the host, along with processes killed and any file path directories and files removed, along with the removal of any scheduled task, and recommended actions. This concludes my demonstration. Now that you know that Vectra is prepared to integrate and leverage your EDR product to reduce your attack surface and increase your visibility with this integration, be sure to reach out to your security specialist on the Vectra MXDR team to find out what works for your environment. Thank you for your time, and goodbye for now.